So we've all seen this episode, Planet of the Jellyfish. It's all about this green jellyfish wanting to clone the entire Bikini Bottom and take it over with its clones. But there's some things that have never been answered in the 12 years this episode has been up for. One being, where did they even come from? Why do they want to clone the entire Bikini Bottom? And this cliffhanger we were left on. This is the alien jellyfish invasion theory. Why don't we answer my first question? Where did these Jellions come from? Well, do you remember the episode Spongehenge? The premise of the episode was that a strong wind blew into the Bikini Bottom and made SpongeBob's holes make a song that attracted jellyfish. The jellyfish continued to stalk SpongeBob throughout the episode until he runs into a cave. Eventually, he builds giant statues that attract jellyfish for literal thousands of years. And the sound is so attractive to these jellyfish that the jellyfish fields has now actually become the annual migration location for jellyfish around the entire world.
All we know is the genius of their design has caused the annual migration of jellyfish to their wondrous tomb.
At the beginning of Planet of the Jellyfish, this green jellyfish can be seen, almost stalking SpongeBob. I mean, why is it even here? It's almost like it was attracted to SpongeBob. And I know this because it follows SpongeBob instead of Patrick. Could it be that the sound of the statues attracted this creature from its homeworld to the Bikini Bottom? Because remember, Spongehenge was aired all the way in season 5. Planet of the Jellyfish was aired in season 8. So you could say that during this time, they have been traveling from their planet to the Bikini Bottom in seek of this sound made by SpongeBob's holes. But the thing is, we aren't done here. We all know that this episode was inspired by the movie Body Snatchers. And if you didn't, then I don't know, you're gay. Anyways, what if I were to say that it was also inspired by Independence Day? I say this because remember this guy? Well, it's actually the mother. And what if I were to say that we see two of these guys in this episode? One in Jellyfish Fields and the other in the Krusty Krab. Yeah, while editing, I just noticed, look at the thing's cheek in the cave and in the freezer. You can see that there are 0 dots on its cheek. So that can also show that they're both different. I say this because we didn't see this guy move 1 inch from his location in Jellyfish Fields. And I think it would be pretty hard not to see this green giant jellyfish traveling across the Bikini Bottom and into the Krusty Krab's freezer. This is really important, as now we know that there's 2 mothers in the Bikini Bottom, and this also proves that just like Independence Day, they are gathering up jellyfish to convert into Jellions using SpongeBob statues, and in time they will attack the Bikini Bottom. But we are nowhere near finished with this theory. At the end of the episode, they finally defeat one of the green Jellion, and Mr. Krabs gets an idea to sell the green goo as relish on the Krabby Patties.
Freaky clone jelly relish!
And then we get this cliffhanger.
Hold a minute.
Now no, I don't think Patrick is still a Jellion. We already know what Jellions look like, and Patrick is acting normal in this scene. But the thing we know from many past episodes is that mayonnaise is Patrick's favorite food.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Will you turn me into a jar of mayonnaise so I can eat myself?
Sure, buddy. Patricka! Mayonnaise-ica!
And actually, many other characters share this same mindset of Patrick.
I don't like mayonnaise neither.
The weird thing is that this is happening straight after eating this new Krabby Patty. Now, eating the blood of a creature that wanted to control the Bikini Bottom is kind of dumb. Actually, no, it's retarded. Like, obviously, what's allowed it to clone people was the goo inside of it. Why would you eat it? Well, anyways, the goo in the Krabby Patties is the reason why all these characters don't like mayonnaise anymore. Well, I'd like to focus more on this cliffhanger and the implications that could come from it and the problems we see in even the most recent episodes of SpongeBob. Well, I've already said that Patrick is obviously not a clone because he isn't acting or looking like one. However, that's not to say that the goo that basically the entire Bikini Bottom has eaten hasn't carried over some sort of disease. Kind of like rabies, but scared of mayonnaise instead of water or subconsciously wanting to avoid it. It's also pretty suspicious how mayonnaise has come up only once in the last decade in the episode Upward. This is incredibly concerning, as it shows not only my childhood fleeting, but also that Patrick has distanced himself from mayonnaise. And if Patrick doesn't like mayonnaise, imagine everyone else. And I can show you this through the episode Mooned. In this episode, SpongeBob comes across the Jelly Spotters, where they tell him that they abandoned Kevin and replaced him with Patrick. And look at them now versus before. Jellyfish hats. And look at Patrick as well. He also wears a jellyfish hat despite saying this about them.
What's so great about a nerdy pickle?
If I could just touch the hem of his pocket protector, then maybe some of his greatness would rub off on me.
SpongeBob, as a friend, I must say that's really geeky.
Now, I'm not sure why he would even want to become leader, but probably because he's way stupider and easier to influence than Kevin was. Now comes the best part of the theory, the actual problems that this goo has had on the Bikini Bottom. And for this part, I want to take us back to the episode I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. In this episode, SpongeBob goes to the annual Jellyfish convention to meet Kevin. They basically kind of bully SpongeBob the whole episode, except Kevin is the one who keeps getting stung. Anyways, I want you to notice something between I'm Your Biggest Fanatic and Jolly Lodgers.
We're actually here at the biannual Jellyfish convention.
Do you see it yet? Literally everyone is wearing a jellyfish hat now. And remember, Jolly Lodgers came out 4 seasons after Planet of the Jellyfish. So during this time, the disease from the Krabby Patty relish probably spread. And these hats are literally 1-to-1 copies of how they were duplicated in Planet of the Jellyfish. Something else I want to mention as well is that everyone in this episode seems to know Squidward. Even people who have never even talked to him somehow act like they know him.
Hey Squidward, we love you, man!
Well, let's rewatch this scene from Planet of the Jellyfish.
Tired, SpongeBob? Why don't you go home and take a nap?
Yes, and you can use this jelly as a pillow.
You can see that all of them acted the same way to SpongeBob, overly nice, but the thing is these guys were actually clones, whereas these guys are just brainwashed by the relish in the Krabby Patty. Another scene that's just a copy and paste is this one. It's literally a 1-to-1 remake, like they aren't even hiding this anymore. And more to prove this theory is how jellyfishing has made all of these guys into zombies. And actually, hold on, I want to focus on these 2 scenes, and one of them shows hordes of fish running after Squidward like zombies, and the other shows literal geniuses wanting to learn more about the art of jellyfishing. It's quite scary to see the contrast between these people, and I want you to remember this guy right here in the back. In the episode Bassword, this scene actually plays. Now everyone's things fly out the window except for his hat and glasses. Hold on, that's the same guy from I'm Your Biggest Fanatic. Why did none of his things fly out the window? Now Alex Bale was talking about his hat not flying out the window, but I'm more concerned about his glasses and expressionless face. And we can see a bit of his eyes, which are all black. Could it be that this man is a spy? Because remember, there is still one green jellyfish hiding in jellyfish fields. Maybe as this man was jellyfishing, he was cloned. And as we know, his glasses and clothes become part of his body, which is why they don't move in the wind. So that's it. That's the jellyfish invasion theory. I hope you enjoyed this theory. And hey, don't you want that part 2 to the Clarence theory? We're so close to 60 likes and 2,000 views. My family is dying over here. So if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you subscribed, liked both theories, and possibly shared. Goodbye.